and welcome to this very special occasion as we honor one of our all-time favorite Cubs and an individual who has dedicated more than 50 years of his life to the Chicago Cubs organization. Hall of Famer, sweet swinging Billy Williams. We have several very special guests on hand to help pay tribute to Billy and to participate in the unveiling of a statue in his honor. Only the third such statue here at Wrigley Field. With us today are members of the Ricketts family, Tom, Pete, Laura, and Todd. Please welcome Reverend Jesse Jackson. Ernie Banks. All-star second baseman Glenn Beckert. All-star catcher Randy Hundley. Cy Young winner and Hall of Famer Fergie Jenkins. And finally, legendary all-star third baseman and the voice of the Cubs on WGN Radio with Pat Hughes, Ron Santo. To start us off, please join me in welcoming Cubs chairman Tom Ricketts.
There are a lot of reasons to have a statue to sweet swinging Billy Williams. Billy patrolled the outfield here for 15 years in Wrigley and was a six-time All-Star. He was the 1961 National League Rookie of the Year, and he went on to hit 426 home runs in 18 seasons in the major leagues. He is, as we all know, in the Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, New York, and his number 26 flies on the right field flagpole every single day here. But I think the biggest reason to recognize Billy is that he has been an integral part of the Chicago Cubs family for all these years. We were lucky to have Billy as a player for 16 seasons, and he still ranks among our top 5 in pretty much everything. Games played, at-bats, runs scored, hits, total bases, singles, doubles, extra base hits, RBIs, and walks. So on behalf of Cubs fans everywhere, the Ricketts family, and the entire Cubs organization, we want to thank you, Billy, for dedicating your life to the Chicago Cubs. But before we unveil this great tribute, it is my privilege to introduce the first of a few of Billy's teammates. This particular teammate, everyone will know, is a Hall of Famer whose number 14 flies on the left field flagpole here at Wrigley Field. His bronze twin spends a lot of time hanging around the other side of this building. As we all know, please welcome Mr. Cub, Ernie Banks.
I'm so happy to be here today, and I'm overjoyed that this day has finally come. As we honor my friend, my teammate, my brother, and someone I spent my life with for more than 50 years. We played together for 14 years, 14 happy years. We had a lot of fun, and we both loved this wonderful game called baseball. We played during a time when you knew who your team was, and we knew that once we played for the Chicago Cubs uniform, we would be forever. We had the honor of everything, and we would be Cubs forever. We were calling the ballpark home and calling the Cubs fans family. Billy, thank you for being my teammate and for being my dear friend. Thank you for representing the Cub organization and with such dignity and class. I am so happy to know that you will be immortalized here, and the statue that the future generation of Cub fans will all know when they drive down Addison Street and drive around this park that this is about sweet swinging Billy Williams. I can't think of a more deserving individual, and I am proud to be part of this celebration. And now I would like to introduce another teammate of ours, a fellow Hall of Famer, someone we both liked. And you see, that when Fergie was pitching against us, we didn't want to hit against him. But he was a great person, and we love him. He was my roommate, and we had a lot of good fun, good times together. So I'd like for all of you to say hi to a good friend of mine, Ferguson Jenkins.
One quick story about Billy Williams. In 1968, we just came back from spring training in Scottsdale, and Billy said, to enhance our play, to make us play better, and to put some numbers up, we ought to do something. So we put together a list, and we put it in an envelope, and we put it in the top of our locker. And we said if we can accomplish these particular feats, which would be hitting 300, driving in 100 runs, scoring 100 runs, putouts. My category was to win 20 games, to pitch 300 innings, X amount of strikeouts. We could enhance our ability and help the ball club. And at the end of the season, we'd open it up and see if we accomplished that. We were pretty close. Believe me, we did it for 6 years in a row. I was very fortunate enough to know Billy, that when Billy put something down, he was going to try to do it. To be his teammate and to watch him play and have 26 in that lineup every day for me and for the other pitchers in the ball club, he was pretty solid. Always wanted to play. He always wanted to be a part of the ball club. For him to get this great honor, it's long overdue. Great thing, Billy. Congratulations.
I met Billy Williams when I was 18 years old. I had just signed with the Cubs. They had a rookie league camp in Scottsdale, Arizona. And when I met Billy, you know, it's like you meet somebody and you think that you've known this guy all your life. And from that moment on, the 3 weeks that we had there, I enjoyed very much. Billy and I hitting the same group every day. Roger Hornsby was our batting instructor. You can imagine how excited both Billy and I were. And at the end of the 3 weeks, Roger Hornsby sat everybody out on these picnic benches, and he went down the first row, and he told everybody in that first row, you might as well go home, you won't get by AA ball. He was very frank. And Billy and I were sitting in the second row, and he was sitting first, and I was right next to him, and all I could say is, geez, I hope Roger tells me not to go home. And he came around, and he pointed to Billy, and he says, you could play in the big leagues right now. And I'm going, oh, please, dear Lord, please. And he said, and you can play in the big leagues right now. Well, to make a long story short, I was in the big leagues. Billy came up, and we have been together as teammates for over, I think, 2,000 games. And we're the only two that have played together in 2,000 games. And I played the majority of my career with Billy Williams. The story I will tell you, you know, I hit fourth, he hit third, and about the second year I noticed with him that he'd always chew a little gum, and right before he'd go to the plate, he'd spit that piece of gum out and hit it. I couldn't believe it. And even with the wind blowing, you know, he'd get a hold of that. It was amazing. And I never told him this, but I tried it. It didn't work. Greatest left-handed hitter that I've ever played against or with. Billy, that I'm so proud of you, and I'm so happy this has happened to you.
This was beyond my wildest dream. A kid growing up in Whistle, Alabama, I remember watching baseball with my father and 3 brothers and going to bed at night, watching television during the day, and dreaming what would it like to play professional baseball. Secondly, what would it be like in the major league? But here I stand after 52 years. After 52 years later, I have fulfilled my childhood dream. And when you talk about the 2 things that happened to me, I wanted to play the game, I wanted to play it well. And the 2 things that you really don't dream about because it's beyond your wildest dream. I think the first thing is 1987 when I was inducted in Baseball Hall of Fame, of course. And second thing is the club, the Chicago Cubs, the baseball team that I played for so many years, has honored me with the statue of my likeness. And I think most important, as I look at this particular piece, this statue, and I think about my family, I couldn't have made it without you, Shirley, and the family that I have. Great people. My daughters will get a chance to see it. Their kids will get a chance to see it. And I think foremost, generations to come will get a chance to see what their grandfather looked like when he had on the uniform. I've been blessed to be a part of this organization for 52 years. I came up to the big league in 1959. That's where I met Ernie. And of course, it was mentioned Santa and I was in AA baseball together. But after 52 years of playing the game of baseball for the Chicago Cubs, coaching for the Chicago Cubs, it was an honor and a pleasure. But today this is great. There's a statue that was unveiled, and I'd like to thank Tom Ricketts, Laura, Todd, the whole family, Pete, and the Cubs organization, Crane Kenny, Jim Henry, Mark McGuire, just to name the people some of the people with the Cubs organization. I've enjoyed playing for you. I've enjoyed being here, and thanks a lot for all you do. Thank you.
So today, honor a truly great ball player, but even more than that, a great man of dignity. Billy Williams was on the field, always a great honor. But also off the field, Bill Williams is a man of dignity, a family man. His work ethic on and off the field makes all of us better.